Hi everybody, welcome to Book Boop and welcome to my Harry Potter activity vlog. So in the month of November, I am reading all the Harry Potter series, and so I thought it'd be fun to do some Harry Potter related just crafts and food stuff. And today I'm gonna be doing some crafting, I think. So I'm gonna attempt to try to make a book sleeve, but I wanna make a Harry Potter book sleeve. So I'm gonna go to fabric store today and shop for some Harry Potter fabric and all the supplies that I need for a book sleeve. I may possibly make a Harry Potter blanket as well, but I'm not entirely sure yet. Before I go, just to give you an idea, I actually have two other book sleeves right now, and they are both Harry Potter, so I've got like a running theme going. Both of them were made by some sweet friends of mine. First of all, this one here is a cross stitch that I actually made. I made the cross stitch part. I did it probably a few years ago. It took months to do. It was so much work, and I really wanted to make a book sleeve out of it really bad, or some kind of sleeve, and I was too afraid to do it myself because I was afraid I was gonna mess it up after all this work. And so I had a friend of mine whose mom is a really great seamstress, and she actually put it together for me. I went and bought the fabric. So the back of it has this Harry Potter stained glass house thing, and it's just so pretty, and it went so well with the coloring with the front. And then the inside is a black fleece, which I have learned. I bought black fleece because I thought it'd be great padding, which it is, but it also sheds. So if you, especially if you have a paperback book and you put it in there, it sheds a bunch of black fuzzies all over the pages. You can get them back off, of course, but I've learned to not use fleece in the middle, but it's so pretty and I love it. And it's very well padded and it's just beautiful, and I just adore it. And I've gotten use out of it already. The other one I'm so excited about because my sweet friend in my book club, she's the one that actually started the book club that I'm in. She actually made these for every single person in her book club to surprise us with them, and they're so gorgeous. And she does monogramming, and then her mom made the pouches. So she made me a Harry Potter one. Look at this. It's so pretty. She made me a Marauders map one, and it has my initials on there, and it's just so pretty. And it even has like this little like this little strap on the top, and then it's nice and pretty in the inside with matching fabric. So it's gorgeous. So I'm going to be making something similar to this, except I probably won't be making this tab because I don't know if I would be very good at making that. So I think I'm just going to make kind of an open pouch like the other one, but make it a little bit more similar to this and not use fleece in the side and use cotton. But the place I'm going to go to Joann Fabrics, and they have a lot of beautiful, just beautiful Harry Potter fabric to choose from. So I'm so pumped. I'm going to go pick some and attempt to try to make a book sleeve. I found a tutorial that looks pretty simple and makes a really sturdy book sleeve, and I will make sure, if this is successful and I do end up posting this, I will put a link down below to that tutorial that I used. I'm not going to show step by step how to make it in this video. I'll probably show you my process a little bit, but I'm not going to like make an actual tutorial. So I will link that down below and just put the tutorial that I followed down there. So in case you want to try it out, it looks really easy, and I have a little bit of sewing experience, so I think it won't be too bad. But anyways, I'm going to bring you along with me. We're going to go fabric shopping, and I think we're going to go to Starbucks and possibly Barnes & Noble just to peruse, depending on how long our daughter kind of goes. Sometimes she does really well out. Sometimes she's done pretty quick. So we'll see. But let's get to crafting and let's have some Harry Potter fun. All right, I am now back from my shopping escapades over at Joann's. I filmed a really quick clip while I was there to show what Harry Potter fabric they had. I think I'll probably insert it in, but they have so many different Harry Potter cotton fabrics to choose from, so many different patterns. There's like ones for each different house. The little pop Harry Potter style little figurines, like they have fabric that has those on them, like lots of cute stuff. But I found a pattern that I've never seen before, and it's so cute. It's like subtle Harry Potter, and it's adorable. So I'm just going to show you really quick what fabric I got. So this is the fabric that I got for the book sleeve, and as you can see, it's got the Hogwarts Express platform 9 3/4. It has like the platform 9 3/4 ticket. and has like little suitcases with the Hogwarts symbol on it. So like it's super subtle, but it's adorable. I mean, the colors are really pastel and pretty. And I bought a different fabric to go on the inside of it. So this is the fabric on the outside, and I got this fabric from the inside. It's kind of like a very kind of like two-tone teal color to kind of match the colors of the teal suitcases. So super cute. I'm really pumped to make this. I'm going to try to make it today. Again, I'm not going to show like a step-by-step how to do it. I'll just link below the tutorial that I found and I used. But it looks easy and I'm excited. Also, I bought this, I forgot what it's called already. Let's see, what is it? It is, oh, that is in Spanish. I cannot read that. Basically it's a fabric, not a fabric, sorry. It's like a foam insert stuff. It's like squishy and it has some thickness to it to where it kind of holds its shape. So this is going to go in between these two fabrics, so it has some padding and holds its shape and everything, and it's fusible. So I should be able to use an iron on it and to fuse the fabric to it so it doesn't like bunch or crinkle or on this. So that's going to be really great. I'm really excited to use that. I'm hoping it works really, really well. And I'm really hoping to actually be able to really make these like legit, not to like sell them necessarily, but just have the ability to make them as gifts, or if I want to make more of them, or if I see like a super cute fabric going, oh, I'd love to have that as a book sleeve, I can do that because that would be really neat. And also, I decided I am going to make a Harry Potter fleece blanket. It's like the no-sew ones. If you've ever seen those before, they're super simple to make. Usually you get two different types of fleece. Usually I get a patterned one and a solid colored one. You put them together and then usually cut fringe on the outside, and you can either tie them or you can do this kind of braid thing. I like doing the braided because it stays put and it doesn't come untied or anything, and it's just a little bit, I like the look of it better. I think it looks a little bit more neat, more professional. So I only got the backing right now because the front pattern, a different store has it cheaper per yard, so I'm going to go there. But the pattern I'm going to get is the Marauders map pattern. It's the same pattern that you saw of that book sleeve that I showed you that had the monogram. It's that, but it's fleece. So I'm gonna go get that at a different store either today or tomorrow, but I went ahead and got the backing at Joann's because they had them on sale. So I got this nice deep kind of like maroon, and it matches the coloring on the Marauders map stuff, because the Marauders map one is sort of like cream, light brown, and then that dark maroon. So this will be really nice in the backing. So I'm hoping to make that as well, and I can kind of show you how to make that. It's super easy to make those. They make great gifts. And I'm obsessed with blankets. I love getting snuggled up in a blanket, and I always like to make them oversized. I got 2¼ yards for these blankets, so it makes them massive. That's what I like. I like the really, really big long blanket, so like you're covered head to toe when you use it. That's what I like. I hate the kind of throws where you put them on and you have to decide whether or not you want your feet covered or your arms covered. It drives me nuts. So I am so excited about making this stuff, the book sleeve. I'm so pumped about. I really hope it turns out good. But this has been really fun. I love shopping for Harry Potter fabric, and I'm so excited I found this one that's like so different. It's just the pastel on this is so cute. I've never seen anything like this for Harry Potter fabric before. It's always like, you know, the Hogwarts colors, or it's really dark colored fabric. So it's really cool that there's like neat pastel coloring. It's gonna be pretty. So I will show you when I start working on it. I'm going to wait till my daughter's napping till I start working on making this thing, just so I'm able to really focus when I make it and be able to film a little bit while I make it too. So I'll catch you all then. All right, everybody, I'm going to start assembling this book sleeve. So I've got my foam here, and it is all cut to 8.5 by 11.5. This is going to be the outside. This is going to be the inside. So I'm going to fuse the outside stuff to the foam. So hopefully that goes well. I've never used this stuff before, so we shall see. But after I do that, then I can start doing some pinning and sewing and putting it together, and I can't wait to see how it looks. Okay, I am about halfway done. I have fused the pattern fabric to this on the other side, and now I have pinned all the way around, and now I just have to sew all the way around this thing and then leave a hole down here to be able to like pull it all through. So this is kind of the last big step before I'm done, and I can't wait to see how it looks. I'm already so excited about how the fusible foam worked. It was so easy and it made it look so good. So I'm really excited to see how this turns out, and I'm hoping it looks semi-professional because I'd love to be able to make some more of these and make some for like gifts and stuff. So I'm so excited. Okay, I'm pretty proud of myself. Look at it. It looks so good. It's nice and cushy. The inside looks really nice. I have one more thing I need to do, which is I'm going to tuck in these top edges a little bit more and pin them, and then I'm going to sew all the way around the top just to get a nice clean finish and to kind of keep this inner fabric tucked inside so it's not going to pop out of the top like it is right now because it's wanting to just pop out. So yeah, I think it turned out so good though, and I really like it. I'm anxious to finish it and then slip a book in there and just see, but it looks like it's a nice size and it's super padded. It's definitely the most padded one I have. So it's gonna be perfect and it's super substantial. And you know what? This was easy. I think the hardest part was measuring and cutting all the fabric. So, oh my goodness, so cute. All right, guess what? It's done. This part at the top was probably the hardest part to sew because I sewed it and then I tested putting a book in it. And then when I pulled the book out, I don't know what happened. I guess maybe the seam didn't go all the way through. Anyways, it showed the seam on the outside, but it didn't show it on the inside. So I had to re-sew it and now it's a little bit of a mess. But it's just for me, so, but it's great. It's sturdy and beautiful. I was hoping I'd be able to fit like a giant book in it. I was trying to put in Supernova by Marissa Meyer in there, and it's not wide enough, unfortunately. I was hoping it would be. But I have 5 Dark Fates here, which is actually my friend's book. I'm borrowing it from her. And it slides in there pretty good. It's a little bit tight, but it slides in there nicely. And there you go. Nice and padded and safe, so I can throw it in my purse or suitcase or whatever. This is going to come in handy definitely over the holidays when I'm traveling and everything for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I can bring books with me and keep them safe in the suitcase. So this was a success. I would say this was a success. I'm excited about it. I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. It'll work great for books. It'll work great for tablets or just safe keeping things. So hey, I successfully made a Harry Potter book sleeve. It's pretty cool. Now that we have made a book sleeve, I think it's time to make some delicious Harry Potter treats. So I'm going to make some chocolate frogs. It's super simple and it is honestly one of the easiest things to make, and yet everybody's always so impressed whenever I make them, and they're just so easy. So you only need 2 things to make chocolate frogs. One, you need a frog mold. I got this one on Amazon and I can't remember how much I paid for it. Maybe it was like $5 to $7, something like that. And I've gotten a lot of use out of it, like a lot. I've used these a lot, mainly because they're so easy and it's fun to be able to just whip up some chocolate frogs whenever you want to and you feel very Harry Pottery and you want some chocolate. So it's a lot of fun. And then you could probably use any kind of chocolate you want. I personally really love to use almond bark. So almond bark is usually what you use for like a candy coating, and it has a very specific flavor. It kind of has the flavor of like Palmer's chocolate, if you know that brand. It just has a very specific flavor that's not, it's still chocolate, but anyways, you can get this in white and like milk chocolate. It's meant to be microwaved and melted that way. It melts very easily, so it melts quickly and stays liquidy long enough for you to work with it. And then also it dries really quickly and hardens very quickly, and it hardens also really shiny, which is great. So it looks really pretty. I'm gonna try something a little bit different this time, and I'm actually gonna try to do peanut butter chocolate frogs. I'm gonna try to put a little bit of peanut butter inside the chocolate frog. I'm gonna see if that works because I think that'd be really tasty and fun. So yeah, all you need is that, and then I'm just gonna use like this little measuring cup that has a nice good spout on it that I'm gonna melt some of the chocolate in so I can just pour it. That's it. It's so easy. You can either, after you put the chocolate in, you can just leave it on the counter and let it dry that way, or harden that way, or you can put them in the fridge if you want to, but it's so easy to do. And so I'm gonna go ahead and melt some of the chocolate and everything and start putting them in the molds, and then I'll start adding peanut butter, and I'll show you all when I get to that step. But yeah, it's really easy. I don't have to show you like step to step how to do it because it's so stinking easy to do, but so worth it, and it's so fun. So let's make some chocolate frogs. So I melted 3 of the squares that was in that big block, and it took like 1 minute and 30 seconds max to really melt it good, and I kind of filled them up halfway-ish. So I'm gonna get these to solidify, and then I'm gonna try putting a little bit of peanut butter in the middle and then putting some more chocolate on the top to finish it up, and hopefully it'll work. I have no idea. Either way, if it doesn't, I can just make some more that are just the solid chocolate, because those are super delicious, and I cannot wait to eat one later with either some hot chocolate or a chai latte, because yes please. I've now dolloped some peanut butter in there. It's kind of messy looking, but we'll see how it looks with the chocolate on top. Again, you can totally just fill these all the way up with chocolate and just let them solidify that way, which is what I've always done. So hopefully we'll see how this turns out. And like magic, they are done. Here are my beautiful chocolate frogs with peanut butter on the inside. Like I said, they turn out really, really shiny. I love this almond bark chocolate because it's meant to be used as like an outer chocolate shell that you can dip things in and everything. So it ends up nice and hard and shiny and it looks so good. And I just love the way they turned out. The time has now come to make a cozy Harry Potter blanket. It has been a week. Yesterday was a day. Oh my goodness, overwhelming. So I need a nice cozy blanket to snuggle up in tonight, just to have a great evening in, and it's all rainy and just yucky outside, so it's a perfect kind of night just cozy up in a blanket with a hot cup of tea, with maybe a little bit of Disney Plus, some good stuff, and reading some Harry Potter. So it's gonna be fun times. Let me show you what fabric I got. So here's my fabric. This is the backing. This is the closest red I could kind of find that would match this lovely Marauders map fabric. Just look how lovely this is. It's just, it's so pretty and it's so soft. So I have 2 1/3 yards is how much I got of each of these. I like to make really, really big blankets because I want it to have full coverage. I want to be able to be covered with the blanket head to toe, and it's perfect for people that are a little bit taller too. So I like to make some bigger blankets. So I'll show you step by step how to do this. It's so easy. I promise there's no sewing involved at all. All you need is a backing fabric and a pattern fabric, or you could just do all blank, whatever you want to do, and a nice pair of sharp scissors to cut through fabric easily. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to kind of trim all the edges. See this extra sort of white stuff on the edge? I'm actually going to trim all of this off because of course I don't want this on my blanket. And on this as well, if you can see it, hopefully it'll kind of, you can see how this is rolled over and it has a little bit of like these dots here. So I usually trim all of that off and make it nice and smooth. So I'm going to do that first. And then after that, I will start cutting all the fringe all the way around, and then we'll assemble the blanket. So let me get started. My apologies for the change in venue, but I had to have somewhere else to be able to lay out the blanket fully. So as you can see, I've laid out the fabric and I have trimmed all the sides and I have lined them all up. I ended up pinning some of the corners and edges and everything, and just sort of like trimming it up because it didn't all quite match right. So I just pinned corners and then figured out where it needed to be trimmed. So now that that is done, the next step takes a really long time to do, but it's super easy. So the next step I'm going to do is in each corner, I'm going to cut a 3 by 3 inch square in each corner and cut that chunk out. So you have that in every single corner on this blanket. Then after that, between each square, I will do a 1 inch by 3 inch fringe cut. So I'll have a 1 inch width fringe all the way down. That's 3 inches long to match the square that I cut out. So I do that all the way around. Also, because of the kind of braided edge I'm wanting to do, instead of tying knots, which is something you can do, I actually like the braided edge. I think it looks cleaner and it holds together a lot more. So within every single piece of fringe, I'm going to cut a slit in the middle of each piece of fringe, and I'll show you what that looks like. But I'm going to go ahead and get started and cut out my 3 inch squares and start working on the fringe all the way down. It's looking great. I have now done the fringe on 3 sides, and I was just going to show you what I have done so far. So as you can see, I don't want to go all the way down because I cut out, if I can find it, a 3 inch square on the corner, and then I have cut fringe all the way, and I cut a slit in every single thing of fringe. And I will show what I'm going to do with it. Basically, it's like a braiding technique that you use with this. So I find the fastest way is that you cut the strip, and then you cut the hole, and then you cut the strip, and then you cut the hole, and it goes a little bit faster that way. So these are about 1-inch strips. So you can see they're not perfectly even, and that's okay. Once you braid it, you can't tell. You cannot tell that they're uneven. You can't tell they're not like perfect. It just cleans it all up. So that's one of the things I love about this project, is that you don't have to be really that great with scissors. You don't have to be that great in general with making this stuff. You just kind of cut what you need to cut in approximates, and then you just braid it together, and it ends up looking beautiful. So I'm going to cut the last side. Unfortunately, it's the last long side, which takes a while, but I'm going to cut the fringe on the last long side, and then I will show you really quick how to braid it all the way around, and then I'll show you the finished product. I'm now completely done cutting all the strips all the way around, and now I'm working on braiding it. So I just started, and you can see how the edge has this nice little braid to it. So you've got the red on the back, and that on the top, nice little braid. It is super easy. So all you have to do, I'm hoping I can do this maybe one-handed. So you can see, sorry, I just realized I moved the camera out of the way. Okay, so as you can see, I'm going to take this right here, and this one here there's its hole, and you're just going to grab the one underneath it and pull it up and through, and then there's that one, and then you're going to do the same thing again. Here's the next 2 strips here, and I'm going to grab it. Okay, doing this one-handed is hard. Hold on. Let me get that out of the way. Okay, I'm going to grab the other 2. Sorry, try to do it at a better angle, and I'm just going to pull it through the loop and keep doing that all the way around the blanket, and it makes this really, really cool braid. Honestly, I made the little slits in the fringe a little bit big. Usually want to try to do smaller loops in this, but it still turns out nice. As you can see, it still looks really, really cute. And I like it this way because sometimes what you can do is you can take these loops and not have the slits in there, and then you can tie them in a knot and do knots all the way around. But I really don't like that unless you really want the fringe look. But sometimes the knots can come untied. Sometimes the knots actually, like the strings from the knots, get pulled and they get stretched out over time, and some of them can get really long. So I like this because I feel like it looks cleaner, and it just holds together better, and I just like the look of it. So I'm gonna just braid all the way around. Thankfully, this is the fastest, easiest, and honestly most fun part to do, and then after that it will be done, and then it is Harry Potter snuggle time. And voila, we have a beautiful Harry Potter Marauders mat blanket that is so snuggly, so big, and I love it so much. Let me know if you happen to make a blanket of your own. These are so fun and easy to make. They make perfect gifts. And also I have several of these as well. I think this is like the 3rd or 4th blanket like this I've made, but my first Harry Potter one. So of course this one's the most special. I'm looking forward to using this one a lot for years to come. All right, everyone, the time has finally come. It's time to make some butterbeer. So like I said before at the beginning of this vlog, I think this butterbeer tastes very close, if not exactly the same, to the one that's at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter at Universal Studios. So whether you've never been and you've always wanted to try butterbeer, or you just wish so bad you were back at the Wizarding World and you want to just feel like you're walking down Diagon Alley and drinking some butterbeer again, this is the recipe for you. So I'm going to show you step by step how to make it. Okay, so these are all the ingredients needed to make butterbeer. We have some light brown sugar right here. You can use dark brown sugar as well. Personally, I like to use light brown sugar because it makes the drink a little bit of a lighter color, which is similar to the one that's at Universal Studios. Dark brown sugar is fine. I'll just make a much darker drink. You also need 2 tablespoons of water, which I don't have here. We've got unsalted butter, and use 6 tablespoons of that. You need a ½ teaspoon of salt. It doesn't have to be coarse salt or anything, but just a ½ teaspoon of salt. You also need a ½ teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, and you'll need a 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. And then after that, you'll need a ½ teaspoon of a imitation rum or rum extract. And then lastly, to make the full beverage, you need some cream soda. I got fancy and I got some bottled stuff, but you can use any cream soda that you like. And we're gonna use all of this stuff to assemble our butterbeer. Okay, so you're just gonna need a small saucepan. You're gonna put that over medium heat. And first we're going to take our cup of brown sugar. We're just gonna plop it on in there. And then we will add our 2 tablespoons of water to that. And first I like to get that all mixed up and nice and melted and liquidy before I add anything else. All right, so now this looks a little bit more liquidy. We're actually going to want to bring this to a gentle boil. You're not gonna change the temperature or anything. It'll get to it on its own, and you're gonna keep stirring it. And this is super important. I forgot to mention this earlier, but you really, really need a candy thermometer for this recipe. So I'm actually going to want to get this to 240 degrees, which is around the soft ball stage. So this is super important to have this. And you just kind of set it in there. I'm not able to clip it on the side, but I just kind of keep stirring and keep going until it reaches the temperature of 240 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, everyone, it is now at 240, so now we can go ahead and take the candy thermometer out, and we're gonna add most of the rest of the ingredients. So let me check my card here. So we're gonna add the butter, which is 6 tablespoons of butter. So let me drop those in there. Okay. Then we're going to need the salt as well. And kind of get the stirring going there. Then we need, oh, I lost some salt there. So we've got the salt, and then I need to do the vinegar, which is also a 1/2 teaspoon. I might need to add slightly more salt here in a second since I spilled some. This is real life, folks. All right. So we got the cider vinegar and now also the heavy cream. Pour that in there. And now I'm just going to stir this all up until everything's melted and blended really well. Now that it's all smooth, everything's melted, everything's been combined well, now we just let this sit and come to room temperature. And then we'll add our final ingredient, which is the rum extract. It is now finally cooled to room temperature-ish. It's just slightly warm, but it's time to add the final ingredient. So we have a 1/2 teaspoon of rum extract. So I'll add that and stir that in. And now our butterbeer syrup is all done, and I will show you how to assemble the drink. Now it's time to assemble the butterbeer. So let me show you how the magic happens. So right here we have our syrup. It's gonna be 4 tablespoons or a 1/4 cup of syrup per 12 ounces of cream soda. A lot of times when I make this for a party or something, I'll make 6-ounce drinks for people. So I do 2 tablespoons per 6 ounces of soda. But what you're gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and put 4 tablespoons of this syrup into my lovely butterbeer glass that I actually got from Universal Studios Wizarding World. Always costs a little bit extra to get the cups, but it's worth it because they're fun to bring home and be able to drink out of later. They're just Harry Potter goodness, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so last one, 4th. Sorry, it's a little messy on the cup there. Again, real life, folks. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm just gonna add a little bit of this cream soda in here. I'm not going to fill it up yet because now I'm going to stir it up to get the syrup all well blended in there. And you'll notice while I do this, this is actually creating this foam on the top. And the cool thing about this foam is it actually stays put. It doesn't dissipate at any point. It stays foamy on the top, which is really, really cool. It's like an authentic butterbeer. All right, I'm trying to scrape off the edges here and get all of that thick syrup all blended up. Okay, just set that on the counter. All right, and now I'll just fill up the rest. So I'll just fill it up the rest of the way. Oh, look at that beautiful foam. I love it. And there we go. We now have our finished butterbeer. Look at that. All right, moment of truth. Oh, that's so good. That is just peak Wizarding World Harry Potter right there. So there you go. That's how you make butterbeer. I hope you enjoy it. So we've now reached the end of our Harry Potter crafting and food making adventure. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. It was a lot of fun to make, and I was excited to share with you some of my favorite Harry Potter things to make. I've got my nice cozy blanket here. I've got my lovely book sleeve that I can now carry my Harry Potter books in. And I've got my chocolate frogs and, of course, the butterbeer. Cheers. I hope that you enjoyed this vlog a lot. Let me know if you end up doing any of these projects, especially the butterbeer. If you try the butterbeer, let me know what you think about it. But thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you later. Bye!